Letter 9 to Brother Hubert. Paris, January 30th, 1708. I am surprised, my very dear brother, that you wrote me a letter dated the 24th, for you had already written one on the 19th and are due to write at the beginning of the month. You can see that you are over-anxious. True, it is not very pleasant to stay in a community where the rule is not observed, but you must try somehow to have it observed until I have the means to transfer the brothers. You know that living by the rule depends in great part on whoever is in charge. It is true that Brother Alphonse is difficult at times, but we must try to get him to be more docile. Let me know his faults more precisely, and I will make him fulfill his duties. It seems to me that you speak with too little prudence and humility. It is difficult to expect God to bless this way of behaving. I am very pleased that you love to live by the rule. I will help you as much as I can to have you observe it, but I am not in a position or in control of matters to be able to make a change before Easter. However, in the near future, I will consider it before God. If we want to make interior prayer well, it is quite wrong not to discipline ourselves in order to dismiss the unruly thoughts that wander through the mind. I am surprised that after telling me in your first letter that you will stay where you are as long as I wish, and that you are leaving yourself entirely in my hands to do with you all that I wish, the best frame of mind you could have, you would write me quite the opposite 5 days later. You must have a very changeable mind. Because this is a temptation, you must try to recognize it, and to humble yourself for such weakness. Let your knowledge of it make you resolve never to follow your mind's whims. This is extremely important for you. Turn often to God, and you will find that He will help you as much for living the rule as for obedience and the stability of your mind, all the things you ought to try to obtain for yourself, and often ask of God. I must work with you, and you must try to live differently than before, especially to make interior prayer better and to be totally dedicated to your exercises, because this is what you must work hardest at and what you do not care enough about. If someone must go out during the exercises, send a brother and remain at your place. Give me an account of how many times you have been absent and for what reason. Please do not fail to do so in the monthly letter, for the chief concern the person in charge must have is to be the first in everything. Your going to the kitchen to chat with Brother Alphonse is what gives rise to familiarity and his lack of respect for you. You are not even telling me a fourth of the matter. If it is necessary to go to the kitchen, send a brother there and remain at the exercise. You will have order in your class only insofar as you refrain from moving about and talking. Be very careful not to strike the students with your hand or with anything else. It is also a very serious fault to laugh during meals. When you have committed such a fault that can give scandal, do you accuse yourself of it? You realize that according to the rule, you must not fail to do so. I do not know whether you say the vocal prayers as slowly as we do here. This is important if you want to pray with attention. If Brother Antonin has no confidence in you, it is because you do not win it by your reserve, your seriousness, and your living by the rule. You are neither prudent nor observant enough, and this draws down on you the disdain of the others. Often pray for your community's observance of the rule, and for your brothers when they do not behave as they ought or are troubled. Ask God for the light needed to guide you well on these occasions. I ask God to give you the grace to edify them greatly, and I am, in our Lord, my very dear brother, totally yours, De La Salle.